Transgender campaigners have welcomed a poll which suggests overall public support for making it easier to legally change gender here. Within weeks, the Scottish Government is expected to introduce legislation to speed up and simplify the process. The survey of 2,000 adults carried out by Savannah Comres for BBC Scotland indicates genuine support for the move, but concern about the details. Our correspondent James Cook reports.
I was born female and about 5 years ago I came out as transgender. At the moment there's a lot of hoops that people have to jump through in a very, very lengthy process that can be detrimental to people's mental health. I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't do what I'd done.
Should it be easier to legally change your gender?
I think definitely. For me it would be beneficial, and at the moment the gender recognition kind of relies on other people to decide who you are, whereas nobody knows who you are better than yourself.
The poll suggests strong support for making it easier to legally change gender, with 57% for and 20% against. But dive into the detail and vision emerges. Just now, you have to live for 2 years in your new gender before you can apply to register the change. Opinion appears divided on the Scottish Government's plan to speed up that process by cutting the period to 6 months. Opinion also seems divided on a proposal to remove the need for a medical diagnosis before you can legally change gender. As for the plan to reduce from 18 to 16 the age at which people can apply for legal gender recognition, less than a third of respondents were in favour and just over half against.
I'm really pleased to hear that overall there is a majority of people who'd support making it easier for trans people to change the sex on our birth certificates. Say that generally when we have the opportunity to talk to people about what the reforms are all about and why the changes are needed, we often find that people are pretty supportive about the fact that the situation should be made easier for us.
The poll also indicated more support than opposition for transgender people accessing single-sex spaces such as changing rooms, although respondents were divided on whether or not gender reassignment surgery should be a prerequisite for such access.
We're very concerned about what this will mean to our single-sex spaces. If there's a male beside us in the changing room, we'll be able to point out, sorry, this is our single-sex space, and ask them to be removed. Or would that be classed as being transphobic or bigoted?
There are currently only very limited legal barriers to transgender people accessing such spaces, and the Scottish Government is not proposing to change them. James Cook, reporting Scotland.